What's up, everybody? We are talking draft needs. That's right. We're talking draft needs already, man. The Super Bowl feels like it just ended the other day.
It did.
And we are looking at, well, we're the NFC champion. They didn't win the Super Bowl, but we're looking at the Carolina Panthers division, the NFC South, Elliot Harrison, my main man, Akbar, Gbaja-Biamila, and we're going to start with the Atlanta Falcons. Defensive side of the ball, offensive side of the ball?
I'm going to go with the defensive side of the ball. I think the Atlanta Falcons need to address a lot of areas on this defense, but particularly they need to address this linebacker position. And I think they need to go out in the draft and really find that stud guy. This defense, they suffered. You talk about getting pressure at the quarterback. They couldn't do that. 19 sacks this season. That's the fewest in the NFL. And then when you see what teams were able to do in the run department, they were able to run, and that has a lot to do with that front seven. But you're going to need a solid core in that middle of the group. Now, they got some young guys in the secondary group with Robert Alford and Trufant on the cornerback, but if they want to make those guys develop and grow, they got to give them some help up front, and it's going to start with that inside or outside linebacker position. That's what they need to address in the draft.
Interesting. All right. Well, the Saints, I'm just going to stick with what you're talking about, which is the defensive side of the ball. I wouldn't mind if they looked at linebacker, but to me, the secondary is really what needs to be addressed, particularly corner. You know, these days in the NFL, you need 3 viable corners. Teams are spreading it out wide so much. There's no more nickel package anymore. A lot of times you're starting out in a nickel package. And the Saints, they don't have enough viable pieces there. They led the NFL in 2 categories that aren't fun. 116.2 passer rating allowed. That's ridiculous.
That is.
They only make up for it by allowing 45 touchdowns. 45.
That's not a defense.
That's almost
just not
3
a defense.
per game.
Well, I'll tell you, if that's not a defense, this offensive line for the Carolina Panthers, they didn't show that they were a unit, a cohesive unit. They allowed 6 sacks in the Super Bowl, and Von Miller literally exploited this offensive line. This is an area that they need to address in the draft. They need to go out there and get a solid offensive line. This is a team that has a lot of good pieces that they can build around, and it's going to start with this line. Now, many people are going to say that they need a wide receiver, but I think Kelvin Benjamin, he's going to be back. Funchess, he developed in the process, so this is something that's going to be big time. But, you know, on the other hand as well, they just had the retirement of Jared Allen, and losing Jared Allen is going to be big. In fact, this is actually how he actually retired. Check this out.
Well, everyone, I just want to say thank you for an amazing 12-year career. This was the part where I was going to ride off into the sunset, but seeing how there's no sunset, I'm just going to ride off.
Wow, that's my guy right there. That's a great way to go off. You know, looking at what he's done in his career, 136 sacks in his career, 4 all-time pro or all-pro. I mean, to me, that's how you do it. If you're going to ride off, you ride off like that.
2 things. 1, probable Hall of Famer. I mean, he's definitely got the numbers. Had that monster 22-sack season. Other things. Did you ever see Jeremiah Johnson with Robert Redford? I already know the answer to that. That's what it reminded me of. It's an early 70s movie. He's out in the West. It's snowing.
Yeah, I was born a little after that.
Let's go to the Tampa Bay Bucks. Let's
move on.
Let's go to the Southeast here. Moving along. Tampa Bay Bucks definitely could use a guy like Jared Allen. They need a pass rush. They've been needing a pass rush in Tampa Bay.
They had one in Simeon Rice a long time ago.
I was just about to say, when Simeon Rice retired, that's when they lost a pass rush. And the Bucks have got
22 career sacks for Simeon Rice. They don't have that here.
Are you done showing off?
Yeah.
All right, no player with 10 sacks since 2005, Akbar. That's a terrible number. No guy with double digits in sacks since 2005. Weren't you in the league in 05?
I was in the league in 05. I was with the Oakland Raiders.
Cookies and cream. Well, they're not going to be able to beat Derek Carr and the Raiders or anybody else if they can't get after the passer. That's why I want the Bucks to get somebody. They have not been able to do it. So it's really about evaluation for them and picking the right guy, and that obviously falls on the scouting department.
Quick question. Who goes into the Hall of Fame or first, Jared Allen or Simeon Rice?
Jared Allen.
Jared Allen. I agree with you, too.
I don't know if that's fair or not, but that's the way it's going to be. By the way, I should mention that NFL Now is going to be covering the Combine. That's right. We're going to be at the Combine. The coverage starts February 24th.
You know, Simeon, though, has a Super Bowl ring.
Yes, he does.